Then we go over to the Western Conference, which is a lot more open. So,
Wide open.
so we start off with the Lakers and Timberwolves for the seventh and eighth seed, and then the whoever loses that game will take on the Pelicans or Thunder. Let's start with the Lakers and Timberwolves.
Yeah, the Timberwolves are falling apart right now. If that Rudy Gobert thing, so it's gonna go two ways. And honestly, like Rudy Gobert sitting, I could see the Timberwolves coming to life and then scoring a ton, just having that cloud off their back. It's going to be all people are talking about, and then they could come out there and shock the world. However, does that make me confident to bet on Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony Towns versus AD and LeBron James? Not yet. I still have faith in LeBron James in a one game situation where he can go out there and win, unless the Timberwolves get crazy hot from three and the Lakers can't hit a bucket and LeBron's out there missing free throws. Don't really think you have a great shot to win this game. So I'm going to go Lakers, move on.
I have the Lakers winning too. I think the Timberwolves, if I'm picking a team that has won 12% of their playoff games, or I can pick up against the guy who has the most playoff wins in NBA history, ooh, I think I'm going to pick playoff LeBron. As
Yeah.
much, that's simple as that. The Lakers, they've been really hot as well. Timberwolves are pathetic. Sorry. So, and then we go to who wins the Pelicans versus the Thunder. My theory with this is like the Thunder's kind of happy to be there while the Pelicans, I'm happy with how the Pelicans have played. I think they have a better overall roster. Thunder's kind of a year away.
Yeah.
So I do think the Pelicans are going to win this game. Thunder, it's been a great story. I think
Yeah.
it's amazing that you guys were competitive in the race for all this time, but the Pelicans just have a better roster. They're already ready to compete, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that SGA is like a legitimate contender to be the first team all pro point guard this year with how electric he's been for the Thunder. I get it's like, yeah, he's really the only scorer on that team, but he's gone out there, made the Thunder a lot more competitive than people thought they were going to be. And I don't think this is going to be a game where the New Orleans Pelicans go out there and roll them.
No,
So
no, no.
I think Ingram is enough to get it done in this game, and then you overall have a better team with the New Orleans Pelicans. So they're going to go out there and get it done, but I think it's going to be a close game. I could see it coming down to the wire, and then I'm going to have Pelicans winning by 5.
That's fair. And then for Pelicans and Timberwolves, I'm not putting my faith in fucking Block Boy. Sorry. Maybe he can control his temper in this game and maybe not punch his teammate. But do I have any faith in the Timberwolves? Why would I have faith in the Timberwolves? They are a disaster. There's clearly chemistry issues within that team. That team is a crumbling castle. Congratulations, 5 first-round picks so that you can get bounced and be the ninth place in the Western Conference. Congratulations. Pelicans win this game, and they'll take on the Nuggets.
Yeah, Pelicans win, take on the Nuggets, which brings us to the Western Conference playoffs. So we have Nuggets and Pelicans in the first round. And I think this is the best case scenario for the Nuggets. Worst case is they face the Lakers. However, I do think they're going to be able to handle business and win in 5 versus the Nuggets. You have Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic.
Wait, you're picking the Nuggets to lose to the Pelicans?
No, to win.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Win in 5.
I heard that wrong.
You have Jokic, still Michael Porter there, and oh yeah, Jamal Murray's pretty good when he puts his mind to it in the playoffs. And then I think we're starting to see Jamal Murray slowly get back to himself. He's not as athletic, but he's a guy who's not afraid to take a big shot. And then you got rid of some of the headaches on your team this year, and getting rid of Bol to the Clippers, which was a problem on your team, and just got a fight with someone on his bench last year. So I think that the Nuggets go ahead and move on. They win in 5.
I'm taking them to sweep the Pelicans.
Sweep? Okay.
Yeah, they've been one of the best teams in basketball all season. Joker's been playing fantastic, and they have just a better team. I think they sweep them.
Okay.
And then that would lead up for Grizzlies and Lakers.
I think it'd be disrespectful to count out everything the Grizzlies have been, what John Morant has been, and then you still have legitimate players where you have Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., and you also have the menace himself on your team. And we all know who is going to be running his mouth the entire series, trying to get in LeBron James' head. Dylan Brooks is going to be all over the series. He's going to be a pain in the Lakers' ass. And I do think it's going to be slightly competitive, but it's who's going to stay healthy, John Morant or AD. Hopefully, they both finish the series, but history repeats itself. Probably not. But I'm going to go the Grizzlies to win this series in 6.
This is where we're going to disagree for the first time.
Okay.
I think the Lakers, they have more momentum than the Grizzlies have to start this last couple of months. And I also think this is the problem that I have with the Grizzlies this year is, yes, they had a very good season this year, but at the same time, there's been a lot of drama. There's been a lot of controversy. Dylan Brooks running his mouth, and this is a team that hasn't proven anything. So I think they get a little bit of karma after they've talked all this shit. This is a Lakers team that has been very hot down the stretch. After the post deadline, they're one of the best teams in basketball. And again, I don't want to sound like a LeBron guy, but this is a guy that made it to 8 straight finals. I understand he's in year 20, but he's averaged 29 points a game this year. So I'm actually going to pick in a bloodbath of a series. This is a series that could go either way. I'm going to pick the Lakers in an upset, winning in 7.
Yeah, I don't know if I can agree with that just because the Lakers were just struggling versus the Jazz's backups in the last game. And I think the Lakers,
Good
well,
game.
it's been good. It's been nice and it's been fun that they've been coming back. 80's coming into his own. It's still, you've been inconsistent all year. Your third best player isn't even close to the third best player on the Grizzlies, and no one's guarding John Morant on this team. I'm sorry, but LeBron doesn't really play defense anymore, is going to defer to Anthony Davis, which is fine. And I feel like that'll get you a while, but the real karma for the Grizzlies is coming for them in the second round. And we all know who they're probably going to be facing in the second round, which is going to be even more of a bloodbath. But I just think Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, and the Grizzlies have the much better team. They're a better shooting team. John Morant's the best scorer in the series, and he's playing really good basketball. I know he had his issues, but Dylan Brooks, while he has been running his mouth, he's a really good defender and he's a good shooter when he puts his mind to it. And then Desmond Bane's been coming on towards the end of the year, and they're still the 2 seed in the West. They've been playing good all year long. And the Lakers, while it's been nice, it's not like they've been beating really good teams. They're not going out there and battling the Clippers. They're not going out there and battling the Celtics and the Bucks. They're getting annihilated by good teams, and then they're battling Patrick Beverly and the Bulls, who are currently the 10th seed in the East, who mollywopped them when they played them in LeBron's first game back. So it's like, do I think it's a nice story? Yeah, that they're coming into the playoffs hot. Do I think it matters? Probably not, because there's still not a very good basketball team outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's D'Angelo Russell's, and it's like Austin Reeves is a nice story, but he's just a better Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I mean they've been shooting well. They've been playing defense, and again, it goes back to like it's my faith in playoff LeBron, and it's also karma. So that's my pick for that. Grizzlies on paper are a better team, but again, this is a team that got a little too cocky a little too early. So I think the Lakers can prevail. But then we go into the series that I think we'll all agree with, which is the unfortunately the Kings and the Warriors,
Yeah.
which
And
the beam.
yeah, the problem with the Kings is they have a really high powered offense, but they don't play defense. That's kind of a problem when you're playing a team that just dropped 55 points in a quarter. You're playing a team that sleepwalked through the regular season. Home court doesn't really matter for them. I know they were 22, they were 1 or 2 and 20 on the road the last half of the season, but that was without Andrew Wiggins, who's going through a really tough personal situation that I will respect his wishes and not really talk about publicly. But you get Andrew Wiggins back and you get Gary Payton Jr. back, who that basically solves your defensive problems. And then you still have Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, and then, oh yeah, you have Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, and you broke the record for a trio for 3-pointers made this year with Jordan Poole and Klay
Mhm.
Thompson and Steph Curry. And this was your off year. And the problem with the Warriors is not playing defense. Well, it's like that's the same problem that the Sacramento Kings have. Who do I have my money on for a coach? It's going to be Steve Kerr. And then when it comes down to it, Steph Curry he amuses the regular season at this point. He'll have
Mm.
his games where he goes out there, turns around when a shot's in the air and he knows it's going in. But when the playoffs come in, look for Steph to be dropping 35, 40 when you can't play defense and just the way the offensive moves. Like the karma is coming for the Grizzlies in the second round, and it's not in the form of LeBron James, fossilized LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's in the form of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. And that's the real bloodbath that the NBA wants to see. That round's going to get ratings. It's going to be a rematch from next year. Can the Grizzlies take it from the Warriors the same way they did it from the Clippers?
Well, I'm picking Golden State because 4 titles, 6 appearances.
Mhm.
They play defense in the postseason, and the Kings. I'm very happy for them, and I really like what they've done and the beam and all that. Devontae Sabonis has been great for them. De'Aaron Fox, but it's the Warriors.
Yeah.
Am I going to bet against the Warriors? No. All they need to do is flip a switch, and they will be fine. I think the Warriors. I'm not going to say the Kings are not going to put up a fight, but
Yeah.
I pick the Warriors in 6, and then they'll take care of business. And then the Suns and Clippers. Suns and Clippers. This is a very good series. That could go and be a very spicy series. I'm interested
Yeah.
to see what you think.
My problem is you're not going to have Paul George tell they said Paul George isn't going to be available towards the end of the series, which means he's not going to be himself until round 2 or round 3. But with no Paul George in the series, I think the Suns win it in 6. I think Kawhi Leonard can give you 2 games, but Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are just too good. It's a perfect combination. Kevin Durant takes a lot of pressure off Devin Booker, gives him a lot of wide open shots, and then even once you have your center DeAndre Ayton, he has a lot less pressure on him to score. When you went to the finals with Devin Booker, it was really Devin Booker, and then you're expecting Ayton to be the second scoring option. Now he's the third scoring option, and you just have to keep CP3 healthy for this series. But I think it'll be interesting to see Russell Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard versus Kevin Durant and Chris Paul, because Russell Westbrook, with his athleticism, he's always given Chris Paul a lot of trouble, which Chris Paul has been a good defender, but he hasn't really been a good defender the past 2 NBA seasons and the past 2 postseasons and struggled with injuries. So I honestly think Russ can give them a lot of problems in the series. And if we get competent Russell Westbrook, I think it could be a problem for the Suns. But ultimately, it's Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard with Devin Booker, but no Paul George. Paul George is available. I'm picking the Clippers. Since he's not, have to go with the Suns.
Yeah. My concerns with the Suns at the moment are the fact that they've only played 8 games together. And those 8 games have been great, but come down the stretch, I have my concerns with chemistry and a team that's very fragile at the same time. Chris
Yeah.
Paul always gets hurt in playoff runs. It's unfortunate that that's the case, but pretty much every playoff run, that's what happens, which is
Yeah.
part of the reason why they couldn't beat the Bucks. It's part of the reason why they couldn't beat the Warriors when he was on the Rockets. And then there's KD as well. But in this series, with all of them full strength, with Paul George being hurt, with a Clippers team that's cursed,
Yeah.
I'm picking the Suns. I think it's a 6 game series, very competitive. I think there's a couple of games that the Suns steal, but I'll pick the Suns to win this round.
Yeah, I think the thing with chemistry in the NBA now is they're all friends and they all play together in the summer. So, and I feel like Kevin Durant is the one guy you can plug in any team and he'll immediately walk in. It's not like we're questioning who's going to take the last shot. It's either Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. Which guy's open? Which guy has the better matchup? Chemistry and with the Suns case, I think it's going to be a little overblown. The fact that you're 8-0 with Kevin Durant and he's playing lights out, he's been super efficient, and Devin Booker has elevated his play already with KD. I think we're just scratching the surface, and I think the Clippers are going to be good enough where it pushes them to kind of figure it out a little bit. But I feel like chemistry in the modern NBA with KD, I feel like you can just drop him into any situation and he'll fit in seamlessly.
I think it could come into a problem when it comes into the later series.
Oh, for sure.
But we go into what my playoff series would look like would be Nuggets and Lakers and Warriors and Suns. And for you, you have the Grizzlies winning, so you'd have Denver and Golden State and Grizzlies and Suns.
How would the Warriors play the Sun or the Warriors play the Suns? The 4 and the 5 seed play the 1 seed. So it would be Nuggets and Suns.
I thought they faced the lower seed.
No, in the NBA, it's the winner of 1. It faces the winner of 4 and 5.
Okay,
So-
so the series would be the same, I think. Then.
Yes, it'd be Nuggets and Suns, and then I have Warriors and Grizzlies in the second round.
Okay.
So
For me, the Nuggets and Lakers. At this point in the run with the Lakers, by then I hate to say it, but Anthony Davis is probably banged up, and the Nuggets. I still want to give the Nuggets some respect. So I'm going to pick the Nuggets to win this series in 6 because Joker, he's still having a great playoff team, and I think the Nuggets are a better overall roster than the Lakers. So I'll pick the Nuggets to win this series. Lakers run of whatever the fuck this series is. I'll pick the Lakers to win. And then for what would be the Warriors and Suns, I have a magic ball right here. I shake this magic ball, and I see Kevin Durant, who decided to leave the team that he made it to 3 straight finals with, to leave, goes to the Nets, has an absolutely horrible time there, gets traded to the Suns this year to contend for a title, and he runs into his former team.
yeah,
And with the Suns and the Warriors facing off, what happens? He loses to his former team after the biggest failure of a big 3 formation in Brooklyn. Oh, the irony. Let me pick the Warriors to beat the Suns, which the Suns, on paper, oh my God, how could they do that with all this talent? I'm picking the Warriors to win that.
okay. So you have them winning the conference championship then, because then the Suns and the Nuggets would face in the second round.
The Suns and the Nuggets would face?
Yeah, because the winner of the 4 and the 5 play
Oh,
the 1.
shit. Damn. Well, then I'd pick the Suns to beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, and then the Warriors would face the Lakers. So
I would still pick the Warriors to
Yeah.
beat the Lakers.
I mean, I have Warriors Suns in the conference championship. I feel like a lot of people do, but if like defense is an issue for the Warriors, it's an issue for every single team in the West. So I feel like they will be able to go in the conference championship versus the Suns and win that game because Steph Curry, I feel like he keeps receipts where he was playing the Suns earlier and then he was like, this isn't 2014 anymore, and he's still rubbing that in Chris Paul, and Chris Paul's confused why Steph Curry's bringing that up. Steph Curry is someone who keeps receipts to keep himself motivated, and I feel like this series, I'll take Steph Curry over Kevin Durant. I think Steph Curry's the better overall player. I think he's the more impactful player on his team, and then just the beef with Draymond Green, and I think with Wiggins and Poole, when it comes down to it, I feel like D-Book and KD are probably the better duo, but overall, when it comes to the better overall team, the better overall coach who has more experience, and Steve Kerr, who's able to push the buttons and make the overall matchups work, I feel like Warriors are going back to the finals, and I like a rematch of what we had last year.
And this time around, I picked the Celtics to win.